hello, and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and where you can always come to us first to quench your reality thirst. I am your girl Lana, your resident evil diva, and I am here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because I love me some tea. Her. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. Today, I am just currently drinking water because it's kind of late and I don't really need the caffeine in my life. And hydration is important, so drink your water. But if I was drinking something a little bit hotter, spicier, I would be drinking it out of my cup mug. Yeah, yes. And you can get your cup mug at lanagscreations.etsy.com, where we do ship internationally and domestically in the US. So there are no excuses. And I'm looking at you, Squid Games world. All of you, I'm looking at all of you. Get your cup mug, period. And today is a special, special day. You all see it. You all know. Wait, hold on. Something's not right because I feel like I have an iconic legend with me. And the doll is great. The doll is great. She's iconic. She's a legend. But I don't feel like we need to just switch it up a little bit because, yes, why not have an icon for the icon, period? We're here to celebrate my love, my boo, my friend, Dash, my favorite redhead, period. I had to go all red today because you are here. And I'm even go redder. I'm even go redder for you.
Oh,
Just
the
because
gags
you're
do not
here.
stop with you, baby.
I
Oh
mean,
my God,
because
this looks amazing.
when my boo is here and he's, the icon, the legend, Dash Katz is here, I have to go all out. Period. Dash, welcome to the cup.
I
We're
am so happy to
here.
be here. This background is giving, you're giving, you look absolutely stunning. The lighting is giving, the mug is giving, the hair is giving. You know, I've been obsessed with you since the day I met you, and
Oh,
I love you so much. I love the cup. I'm so happy to be here, and thank you for having me.
I mean, we could not have you because you're on Squid Games. Do you realize you were on Squid Games? Like what?
It's so crazy. Like it feels like I came out again almost because I've been keeping this in my closet for a year. Okay? And I've
Woo.
been working my
Mm,
bussy off,
mm.
preparing photo shoots, filming, boo, making sure I was ready for the release because I knew that this was my dream come true and I want to make the most of it, you know?
All
So
right.
that's
Well,
what I'm
okay,
doing.
let's get into it because I want to know about this journey. How did you even get involved with knowing the Squid Games and all that? How did you get there? What how did you get there?
It's so funny because it's I've almost been on five different reality shows. And then I
Mm.
finally get on one, and it's literally the hardest one of all time. And I'm a diva, you know this. So me in the Squid Game is just camp. I always like to
Mm-hmm.
say Dash Katz on Squid Game is just camp. So
Yeah.
I feel like I lived up to that. So that's good. But as far as how I ended up on Squid Game was for a long time, I was only strictly applying to Big Brother. I had gotten far in the casting for 18 and 20, which would have been great seasons for me.
Oh.
But I always say, what is for you will not pass by
Mm-hmm.
you.
For
And,
sure.
I just feel like I'm a much more healed person at this point in my life.
Mm.
And I'm a less angry person. And I just felt like I could kind of bring my best self, but I did not realize how damn hard it was going to be. But then again, it's a Squid Game. So I was probably delusional, very on brand. So that's good.
Mm. I mean, I think we all be a little delusional about look what we're good at and what we're not. I mean, not me because I know what I'm not good at. I'm just like, no, I'm not. I could never do this. You have surpassed anything that I could never do that.
I
That's
believe in you, Lana. I
crazy.
think you can do anything you set your mind to. You are one of the best
Oh,
players. Because for the viewers that don't know, Lana and I go way back. We played a bunch of social strategies games together. We always are aligned, of course. This is my baby. I love you too.
obviously.
But you win like most of the time you play. Like you're a lethal player. You're iconic. So don't underestimate yourself. I think it's a matter of time before you get on a show and you get your crown. Like I feel like once you get on a show, you're gonna win. I do believe that.
Well, we'll
So
see. We'll keep it open because I mean, I don't know, but I know for you, I will say you are a star. You are a star, and I knew it from watching you play and then playing with you. It was like, yeah, could Dash be a hot mess sometimes? Yes. Is it entertaining
definitely.
all the time? Yes. It's just like I love it. It's been so much fun. And it just watching you grow and play and then to see you on this show, I was like, oh my. Oh,
Oh my is right.
oh
It's
my.
so crazy. Like I still can't believe that this happened. It's like I've been manifesting this for so long. And like I don't know, this has all been so overwhelming and
Mhm.
overstimulating. Like I didn't expect like I don't know, I guess for people to be so mean. Like oh my god, like
Oh,
I literally like it's crazy, but like most people have been really nice and
mhm.
appreciate the entertainment and the humor and the cutthroat gameplay that I did exhibit on the show, which was in retaliation to being betrayed, but that part didn't show. But you know what, we move anyway. A lot of people have
Mhm.
appreciated those different aspects of me. I do wish you could have seen more of my heart, my relationships, and my backstory, but at the
Mhm.
same time, I'm grateful for what I got. Plenty of people got way less, and I do believe my personality and entertainment value does shine through. So I'm really grateful for that. And I'm just grateful to Netflix and Studio Lambert for the opportunity. And I'm very aware that there's 456 players and only so much can make it in the show. So I
For
get it.
sure. For sure. But I feel like even with all the people who 456 people, it was a group, a handful of y'all who got those moments, who we were able to see the gameplay, see the story, become invested in that character on the show. And I think you were one of those people. People were able to become invested in you. Even the moments, because like, sure, you weren't on camera all the time. We didn't get all the Dash like everywhere, but it was like the moments you were on, you made it count. Like you got one of the first confessionals, and I was like, yes.
I will say,
And
oh,
it's
sorry, you cut out.
memorable. It's memorable. Like we remember you. I don't even do acid, but I'm like, okay, period.
The fact that my first ever confessional on reality TV, I'm talking about acid, like that is so funny because I don't even
So
remember saying that. I had no idea I said that. It was like I just truly poured myself into this competition. Like I gave it my all. I put my heart out on the field. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm proud of myself for that. I really did give it my all, and I lived in the
I mean,
moment. That's for sure.
that is, I mean, I can't say you made it past. First of all, let's talk about red light, green light of it all, because we went from 456 people and we went down to 100 and some odd people. Like,
Yeah,
I had took notes and I left my notebook in the room, but like,
197, I believe.
yeah, like, great, like, that's
That's
200
insane.
some folks gone. Like, just like
Yep.
they get there,
Mhm.
they get all lined up and ready to go, and then they're done.
I would have been
Talk
so
about red
devastated.
light.
I can't even tell you. Like if I had gone home that day, oh my god, after like I finally, excuse me, get my lifelong dream. It comes
Hmm.
true. I'm on a competition reality show, literally a lifelong dream since I was 6 years old. Season one of
Right.
Survivor. I've wanted to do this. I have worked so hard to get
Hmm.
to get my yes. I had a lot of no's before I
Hmm.
got this yes, and I never gave up. And you know, that fear of like I could go home today
Oof.
on
Yeah.
day one was literally paralyzing, which may have been a good thing for red light, green light. Shit. Wait, wait,
So talk about
I can't curse,
what?
right?
Oh, you can. Feel free.
Oh, ooh,
Yes,
okay.
feel
Don't tempt
free.
me with a good time.
Talk about red light, green light, because I know a lot of people. I've seen interviews with you and others talking about your experience doing red light, green light. What was that actually like? Because what we see on TV, 20 minutes, it says 15 minutes, and I'm sure it's not that. So talk about red light, green light. What you could talk about.
That was
How that.
insane. Like it was insanity, which like I get, like honestly, it's a Squid Game, so it makes sense. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be brutal. It's gonna be very hard. You're gonna be tested in ways that you've never been tested. It's called the challenge for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
right? It was definitely a challenge. And so what you don't see is that they have to go through all the players, the educator, something like it's
Mm-hmm.
some fancy word, but adjudicator. I'm probably saying this
Uh-huh.
wrong, but they have to go through each player and see who moved. So so the green light happens, and then during the red lights, we're standing there for like anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes in the cold,
Mm-hmm.
not being able to move before the next green light, and then you have that little song to run,
Mm-hmm.
and then boom, you got better get in a cute position because you're going to have to hold it for a long time. And
That's
so that I thought that, like, I was shocked that they didn't show any of that because I was like, I mean, they only have so much time, but like that was
right.
like so intense. It was so intense. And so I was just manifesting, having affirmations in my head. Like my
Mm-hmm.
angels straight up got me through that. Like I had to go to very, very deep places to get through that competition, but I knew I can do it. I will win. That's what I kept saying in my head. I will win. I will win. And then do it for Molly, do it for Jake, do it for Molly, do it for Jake. It was like I just kept going back and forth between these affirmations and
Mm-hmm.
inhale, exhale, breathing through my nose, keeping a spot on the wall. Definitely bend
Mm-hmm.
your knees, of course,
Yes.
and hands in the pocket. So I think my strategy was really good. I would always stop. I had the song memorized, so I knew when to
Mhm.
stop before the doll stopped singing,
Right.
just in case. And I also positioned myself towards the front, not all the way at the front, but like
Mhm.
so that I wasn't going to get caught in the stampede. It was giving
Right.
Lion King.
It
So,
was definitely giving Lion King energy. I was like, oh, yes.
oh my God. So I was like, I think I played that game honestly flawlessly because I made it in the top 30, which is like crazy because like I'm someone who's often underestimated, like being
Mm-hmm.
queer, being non-binary, being feminine, and having like a big colorful personality. I feel like people don't always see me as a competitor. They see me as just like almost like a caricature of a person, when
Mm-hmm.
it's like,
Mm-hmm.
no, actually I am this way because I've had to survive a lot in my life, and I only have one life to live, so I may as well be my damn self and live my best extra life. So,
Period.
like, joke's on you if you underestimate me because I am a
Period.
competitor.
And that's literally what I was saying. I was like, I don't know why people don't think Dash is somebody I need to look out for, but you just don't know. Y'all don't know, but you don't know what you don't know. And they found out. They found
Exactly.
out. And it is what it is. Now, okay. Did you ever in during red light, green light, was it a moment in there where you're like, oh, did I move? Did I move?
100%. I was okay. The thing is, like, when I get nervous, I shake, which you see in the
Right.
cookie scene. But I didn't, you don't
As
really
we saw.
see. You can see me in red light, green light in like group shots, but they didn't like close up on me. But like,
Yeah, you never
I
had a close up.
was shaking. But the thing I realized afterwards is everyone was shaking because it was cold
Mm-hmm.
and we were all freaking
Right.
out. So I don't think you would get eliminated for that. It was more
For
so
sure.
if you didn't stop on time or you had like movement
A
while you were
big
standing there, which
movement.
I
Right.
didn't do. Mine, the most I was doing was shaking, but I was shaking in my boots. Like, so in
Mm-hmm.
my head, I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. And every squib that would go off, I literally was like,
Right.
because I didn't know if
If
my
it was
squib was
yours.
going to go off. And I was like, oh no, like all my haters are going to be celebrating. I go home day one. I'm like, this is so embarrassing. And I'm like, no, bitch, like you can do it. Like, get yourself together. Like, I went through a whole monologue in my head
Of
constantly.
course.
So, yeah,
Obviously.
it
Like
was
I would have
crazy. It
been the
was
same
truly
thing.
crazy. I can't
I
believe I
honestly would
did
have been the
that.
same. You did it though. You did that.
I know.
That's what
I
it is.
know.
You did that. What had like when people's thing pack went off, like when you were doing it, like did somebody right next to you get got and you had to be
Yes.
like, oh no.
It would go off right in my ear, and I would literally be like, I wouldn't know if it was me, but I was like, oh my God, just stay still. Like, oh my God, it was so scary. Like the noise
That's
of like them popping.
mhm.
It was giving full Saw. Like it felt like a death game. I really felt like my life was on the line.
It's definitely like everything about that game is not just physical, but it's mental. You have to really prepare yourself, and like you said, when those things going off around you, you looking like, oh, is it me? But you can't look, you can't move, or it will be you. That's insane, crazy. I say kudos to you for getting
It
through that and
it
being in the
was
top 30.
absolutely brutal, but, I mean, I signed up for this and I
You
did
did.
it, and it's, like, a huge accomplishment that I completed
Mm-hmm.
that, and honestly, I wanna shout out all the red light, green light boots too, because they gave
Mm-hmm.
it their all, and they took a huge risk even signing up for this show because it's literally the Squid Game, and it's 456 people, like, I think all of them are badass, and,
Yes.
obviously, my favorite red light, green light boo, I wanna shout out Dom, who has guest hosted on The Cup,
The
the
cup.
iconic
Yes.
podcast.
Yes.
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 I almost said the pod, but it is the pod, but it is the cup. Okay.
It's the
But
cup.
yeah, Dom is my favorite red light, green light boo. I adore him. And it's funny because like we didn't really know each other until this. So I even
That's
got
so
really close to people who were eliminated red light, green light
that
out of
that's
this. So
great. That's
yeah.
great. Okay, so you get past red light, green light. Everybody goes back to the dorms. Everybody's excited. They're like, look at what we're doing. We're here. We made it. We checking out. This is when we get our first glimpse of you really good on stage in the bathroom, checking yourself out, of course, looking in the mirror, saying, I look out mess. But you didn't because you look fierce. Um,
Aw, babe. I love you.
just saying. But I want to know because everybody is talking about your moment of breakdown when the first elimination happened with Mossy. And I'm like, 200 is gone. Dash is bawling. What
Unraveling.
happened? Right. Like, we don't see any
I
conversation
cannot
with you and
believe they
him.
didn't show that. Like,
We
they
have
didn't show any
nothing.
context.
Like, I have
Just showing
no
me
idea what.
unraveling.
You're just like, oh no. And we're like, why?
And that was dead ass. Like, people are like, what? You're such an actor. No, baby, I just feel very deeply, okay? And I have the courage to express it. I was genuinely gutted because you have to imagine I had just survived a literal death trap. Not
Right.
actually, but
But,
allegedly. No, like it was giving Saw, but like, so I had to survive that. I'm so proud of myself. I have so much pressure on myself to represent for the reality community, to represent for queer people, non-binary people. I have suffered an extreme loss 4 weeks earlier. One of the most important people in my life passed away at 28 years old, 4 weeks
oh my
before I went to
gosh.
film. So I'm still
Oof.
mourning. Okay.
Mhm.
So I probably my emotions probably were even more heightened because I was mourning, I'm guessing. But like I honestly don't regret anything. I still think I'm iconic on the show. I think I'm like even in moments that people are dragging me for, I think they're funny.
I do too.
yeah, like when I'm crying, like I think it's camp and I think it's funny and I'm laughing at myself because I'm like, oh my God, Dash, you are such a mess. But like I genuinely was gutted. Like, because what you didn't see is Muddy was my squid dad. He would call me
Okay.
son. I would call him dad. And he had been giving me advice before red light, green light. And he was also joking. He was like, you need to strut the runway. Like you're fierce. And like, he was just so funny, making me laugh. And then when we got in the dorm, he was like, Dash, son, come here. Memorize the order of the cookie shapes on the wall. Cause like, that's probably going to be the lines that we line up in the white room. And I was like, okay, father. I was like, he is already like giving me vital game information, which like honestly, as a super fan, I should have clocked that on my own, but I didn't because I was like so overwhelmed by like I wanted to meet everybody. I was so excited to make friends all over the world and like live my dream that like I probably wasn't thinking as strategically as I should have been, but he was. I mean,
Mhm.
you know me, I was still
Mhm.
strategizing, okay, and
Of
then that
course.
was
Of
part of my
course.
strategy was making the social bonds and like making genuine relationships, and that's why I have like 200 new friends from this show because I've played a spectacular social game. And what's it called? I mean, obviously, there's things that I think there was just certain things that were unavoidable because sometimes you
Mhm.
just have people pressed for existing, and I'll just leave it at
Of
that for now. We'll
course.
get more into that later. Um, but when it came to Muddy, I just really felt a loyalty with him because he had helped me and he called me dad and he thought he was really funny. He was there fighting for his daughter. He had really good reasons to be there. I genuinely loved him within 2 days of knowing him. Like, you know me,
Oh
I love
wow.
people
Hmm.
very quickly. I've been through a lot of
Hmm.
pain in my life, a lot of abuse in my life. So like I'm like I like constantly give my love to people, which like gets me hurt a lot because then they like betray me or they don't give that same love back. But like I'm the type of person who wants to be friends with everybody. Every time I ever have an issue with anybody, it's always them coming for me first or somebody that I love
Okay.
first because I'm very protective of myself and I'm protective of the people I love because as I said, I've been through a lot and I know how it feels to be in a lot of pain or feel
Exactly.
broken. And like, I don't want anyone to feel like that. I want everyone to feel seen. And I want everyone to feel
Hmm.
loved and celebrated because there's beauty in every person. I do believe that um, somewhere, somewhere,
Yes.
sometimes you got to search
You gotta search
far and
hard,
high, but there's
deep and
beauty
wide. You
somewhere
got
in
to
there.
go. You
And
gotta.
there's even the people that are so broken and evil, like there is healing to be done. Those people are broken for a
Hmm.
reason. And I do try and live my life in a way of like sending those people, even if they're like cruel and nasty and bigoted, like sending them love because sometimes like you got to drag a hater, but I feel like if you lead with love, like there's more of a chance of people actually changing and growing. So
Hmm.
I'm going on a rant, but the point of the matter is I thought I was going home because I had played such a social game. I was very loved in the dorm. I had made a lot of friends very quickly. And I thought, okay, if whoever did this elimination is thinking strategically and they want to take out a social threat, I'm probably number one on the hit list. So while that
Hmm.
number was going, I was already really, really heightened emotionally because I thought it was going to be me. And once it went to
Hmm.
2, then I just looked at my Squid dad and I'm like, oh my God, what if it's him? And I just like had this terrible gut feeling. And it did end up being him. And I was just devastated. I think it was like my breaking point because
Hmm.
of all the pressure, this red light, green light, the thinking I was going to go home. And now you took it my dad. It was a lot. So like, that's
Hmm.
what you saw.
I when I thought, I was like, you know what? That's Dash. Dash is going to give us the drama. And I was like, and I don't know if
Yeah.
I don't think it was, I never thought it was fake. I was just like, I mean, who knows how much people, connect with somebody when all they have right there in that moment is these people. And so hearing that
See, you
story,
get it because you actually know me. Like,
because
that's
I
the thing
know
is like
you.
people who don't know me, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, you're acting, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, girl,
And
no.
that, mm,
Everything you saw, I did. And I stand behind it. And it was coming from genuine me. So
yeah.
I may be extra or this or that. And
Yes.
honestly, anybody calling
All of
me
that's
extra or too
true.
much, that's giving homophobia, just letting you know. Like, you
You know,
know, it
let me tell
is.
you
It
what it
is
is.
because
Let me
it's
tell you what
like,
it's
don't be
giving.
mad that I'm living colorfully.
Let me tell you what it's giving. Let me tell you what it's
What is it
giving.
giving,
People
baby?
people who say you're too extra and you're too much, it's giving they're not enough. That's what
I
it's
love
giving.
that.
It's
If I'm
giving
too
you're
much
not
for
enough. If
you,
I'm too much for you, it's because you're not
go
enough.
find
And that
less. Go
it's
find
it
less,
I
baby.
mean, because it's some people out there who just not go give what you give, and that's fine. Go, like you said, go find less. If you can't handle the extra,
Exactly.
go find less. But you don't have to try to dampen my shine because I'm too much for you. It's
And
okay. I'm too much.
why am I being myself extra? I think that's just enough for me
That's
because it's
just
true to
enough.
me.
Period.
So like honestly, you're just giving hater and like you probably have more fun being a friend or a fan rather than a hater because I'm actually
I
really
mean,
kind person and I'm a fun person. So, you know,
haters are nothing but fans,
get
really.
over
If you
it,
really want to
you
think about it,
know?
haters are just fans who don't want to admit that they're fans because they are too busy
Literally,
learning about you, but they're
go
not worried
give
about
love to the people that you support. Why are you
right.
in my messages? Like you
If
really
you
were
don't like
that
me,
pressed. You were that
if you
pressed about
don't,
my existence that you felt the need to message me this. Like unpack that one in there because I personally would never
mm,
judge someone based off a TV show and send them hate. I just think that's extreme weirdo behavior.
who has time? And that's the problem. If you have the time, in your life to take the time out of your day to send somebody from a television show that you don't actually know some hate messages, you need to reprioritize your life. I'm just
This is already such a fun interview, Lana, because you get me, we get each other, and like I'm just so grateful for our friendship and like for this conversation because I'm happy to speak on all this in like a fun, light way while still clocking, you know?
Clock the T, period, and let people know that. And we will clock some people because that's just how I have to do it. Anyway, we move because now after your Squid Dad is gone, you had your moment.
It was way worse than what you saw, by the way. Like I had a full meltdown.
I can imagine.
Like that was nothing. And like I was in the camera. I was like, I'm gonna get these snakes. I was like, you came for my dad. I was like, he has a daughter. And I'm like bawling, crying. Me and Felicia were crying together. And that's when Danny came up to me and Danny was like, babe, like, you're okay, like comforting me, and I could just feel the guilt on her, and that's when it clicked. I was like, not my friend picking out my dad. So I had actually discovered that Danny, I was the only one who knew.
That was my question.
Oh, you're gonna ask?
I was gonna ask you when. No, it's fine. I was gonna ask you when did you ever find out, or did you have to wait till the show came out to find out who did it? But Danny,
I knew Danny was a real one in that moment because it brought me back down to earth. And I'm like, okay, I know Danny, we're friends. She is here to be a cutthroat queen. She had already told me that because she's like, women got way too much hate for being cutthroat players. Like, what's up? And I knew she was there to play. So that kind of really, she did help ground me in the moment. She didn't tell me directly, but I could read her because we already had bonded a lot. So I'm like, I respect the move because Muddy was a super, super charismatic and social player, and he could have done major damage in the game. I do think it probably wasn't her best move because I was so connected with him that I could have definitely helped connect them. But I still understand where she was coming from, and I respect the move as a game player. And I love Danny. I love Danny so much.
Yeah, she was sweet. She seemed sweet to me watching her show.
Is.
I was like, she seemed like someone who would, like you said, know how to play the game and don't mind making the moves that needs to be made, but still has a heart of gold. And like
she does,
like I said, she kind of gave it away amazing. To you. That's
she
good.
Did. I felt it. I felt the guilt.
So we move on to the next game, which is the cookie. How did you? Okay. I'm triggered by just talking about it because for me, this game, I couldn't do it. I could not do it because
it's so hard.
Oh my God. My nerves would not be, it would be shattered trying to do that game. Yeah.
My hands were twerking. Like
It was insane. So how did you choose your line? Did you stress out about picking your line? And how did you decide to go with the line that you went with?
So I got to give a shout out to my bestie Figgy because we really gamed this white room like bosses together. We got the information from James, who's an angel. James told us that 4 is a cursed number in Korea because we originally were standing in line 4, which is a testament to the social game at that point because he gave us that information. So us and James, along with Leanne, Trey, Bridget, some of our other allies too, I think Amber was with us, we walked over to line 1. And the reason we did that because Figgy actually found a clue. And in the mop, and she had shared it with me, and we knew red was the first one in the mop, and I thought red is the triangle in the show, which it was. So we were thinking that line 1 was going to be the triangle. So that's why we ended up going with line 1 because we were actually aiming for triangle. But we knew not to stand in the front of the line. We went right in the middle. Absolutely. So we were protected both ways. So that was like another one of our strategies. Yeah. As far as choosing a line.
Right. I would have tried to go for triangle myself. Like I think I was talking about it when we did our podcast about the show with me and Brooke. Check that out. The ID card will be up here at this moment in time. So check out our talk about Squid Games. But we were saying that the circle and the umbrella probably seemed like the hardest ones to do. Like I would have rather did the triangle or the star because there's just
Wow.
lines. They're just
Oh,
the lines because
okay.
yeah. I was like, because the circle I gotta constantly go around.
But the star is a lot of lines.
I know, but I was like, but if I wanted to just get a line, it's like I could just focus on one line.
That's true.
Get that piece out. Focus on another line. Get that piece out. And and then a triangle is just those 3 lines. I was like, that's the one I would do. But
yeah,
because that circle and that umbrella.
For me, it was triangle. I wanted the most, then circle, then star, then not umbrella.
Yeah,
but I never passed the star or umbrella in my practice because I had practiced. I did so much preparation for this show. Thank God. Because I would not have made it nearly as far as I did. Top 69, okay, 69th place, yes.
Nice.
Top 15% for everyone wants to call me an early boot, okay, top 15%.
I'm about to say, you made it to the double digits, so.
Yes, exactly. Like, I'm sorry, that's a serve.
That is a serve. If I made it past
Jack in the Box, I was definitely gonna eat. Like, I think I would have made at least a circle of trust if I made it past Jack in the Box. So, because I'm very, very good with aim. That's like one of my many talents, not to be cocky, but like I can throw a damn thing that's something I've always been very confident about. Yeah. My brother always said like, you'd be so good at the Survivor challenges because I have really good aim and I'm like agile. So, which you see with red light, green light. I'm just not big. So that's why like tug of war was really scary. And I'm not good with fine-tuned stuff when I'm nervous. So my biggest fears were always tug of war and cookie. And I knew for my practice that I needed either a circle or triangle because I had only ever passed the circle once and the triangle twice. So out of 30 cookies. So I knew I was going to be really bad at this. That's why you see me and Figgy, because you see her gaming to Mark, like stay strong, and you see me freaking out to Kevin. I'm like, we're all gonna die. Because like that was me telling him. I can't. That was me trying to tell Kevin, like, we're all going to die if you choose the umbrella. You have to preach fairness because we're lined up with circles. So, like, you got to preach that we all just go with the one that we lined up with because that benefited us. If I was in the umbrella, I would not be saying that. I would absolutely not be saying that. I would be telling the people in the front, you don't press the umbrella with whatever you do. But, it all worked out because I got my second choice. So, and passed.
And passed. And okay, question. I know a lot of people want to know, and I think I've heard you say it before, but you ain't say it to me on this show. So I'm going to ask you again. Anyway, was that a very last minute thing with you and this cookie? Or was it like you being, I got it 10 minutes ago, but I'm just going for the drama of it all? Because me and Brooke was like, it would be so Dash. If Dash was like, oh, I done got this cookie like 10 minutes ago and I done got it and it's done, but I'm going to act like I didn't get it. So the last second, I'm like, I got it for the drama. I would love that. If it was for the drama, I would love it.
I bring the natural drama. Like, like I am
not the forced drama.
Yeah, no, I'm not forcing anything. I'm just like naturally a very like colorful person, I would say. But like, I'm a competitor. Like I wanted to get past that game as soon as I possibly could. That was all real. It truly was 1 second left. You heard the buzzer. That was real. Like it was me, all the dead people laying on the floor covered in blood, and the guards. Like that, no pressure. And they're circling around me. And I'm like literally having a full panic attack because the thing about it was that's why I was so nervous because I knew how bad I was at it. I was trying to breathe, but my hands were already really shaky at the start. So I knew from my practice, slow and steady. If I rush it, I'm going to break it. So I was just licking, spitting on it like I was Pumpkin from Flavor of Love, making love to the cookie, giving only fans. Like I was taking I was taking my time because I knew like if I rush, I'm going to break it. And like, when I looked at the clock, there was 1 minute left and it was still completely together. That's when I was like, I just have to go for it. So like, I got it. Like you'll see, if you see my cookie, that there's like little, like the outer layer is broken up into like pieces.
3 pieces.
That's because like Yeah, it kept like popping off, and every one it would like crack. So I would like think I was eliminated, and then like I was like, oh my god, it's still there. Like boom, it was like even more dramatic than they showed it. I feel like because I was like, that was insane. And then I sang "I love you" to my friend who's dead on the floor next to me. Like that wasn't to the guard. When I'm like, I love you, that's because I lost my friend. Like
that's crazy. That's it. I was, me and Brooke was like, it could have been like the 1 minute, the 1 second, like, yes, that just it came down to it. Or it could have been Dash and like, you know what, I'm gonna eat this moment up. I'm gonna eat it up. I done finished my cookie like 10 minutes ago, but I'm not gonna show it. Then it's like either way, I was very happy. I was so like that moment had me on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh God, Dash, get it. Oh, please get the cookie out. I was screaming at my TV and I was like, get the cookie out.
I love the edit. It was very intense. It made you feel how I was feeling in that moment, I feel like. So I loved how they did it. And that's definitely one of my favorite scenes of me in the show because it's like I didn't give up and I got it at the last second. Like that's a buzzer beater baby right there. Okay.
Period. Loved it. It was so good. And it made me just like, I had to pause and be like, ooh, let me take a break. Let me breathe. I was so nervous. I was like, I don't want to see Dash go home in this one. It looks like you were doing so, like you were almost there. And we saw so many people talking about, I almost had it. Dang, I almost had it. And I was like, I don't want Dash to be almost had it. I just wanted to get it.
I really did. Like, I was like, oh my God, this is like, I may go home right here. Like, the fear was very overwhelming in my body. I was not ready to leave the competition. This is a lifelong dream. And it was like, it's all up to this cookie. Like,
cookie. Nobody want to go home because of a dang cookie.
Exactly. Like I love cookies. Like let's not traumatize me.
Please, no. Can we not?
Exactly. So yeah, I think it's an iconic moment. I love it.
It was a great moment. It was intense. We felt all of that pain with you and intensity of wanting to finish, and you finished, and it was great. So walking back into the dorm, y'all all are in there, and y'all come back, and then we see the umbrellas go in there.
Oh my God.
That line. Oh my God. That line got decimated.
I had so many friends in Umbrella. So many friends. I was crying. I was like telling them advice because I knew all the tricks, but I'm like, it's funny that like people are getting cookie advice from me who got it with 1 second left. But I mean, I was like trying to help them. I was like, you need to start with the
hook.
What's it called? Yeah, you got to start with the handle. So I was like telling all my friends, but mostly all of them died. A few of my friends survived. Hannah, Camilla, and who else? Someone else survived Umbrella that I'm friends with. Oh, Saeed, who's absolutely gorgeous. Oh my God.
Okay. Right. So I mean, it was so devastating to watch. Like when they finished, and it was like they did that screenshot of all the dead people just lying. That was like, that is half the people in that line. It had to be. It looked like it was half the people in that line. So when people just did
way more. It was like 40 eliminated, and I think 7 passed and 40 eliminated. If my math is correct, I could be off on that.
That was insane. It was insane. I would have.
I honestly thought more people were gonna go home from the Star. The Stars did really well.
They really did.
Surprisingly,
they did.
Yeah, they did. Like I think more triangles got out than Stars. I believe.
Oh, interesting.
Which is crazy. Yeah, but circles we ate. We worked as a team, and only four circles got eliminated. So like we really. Yeah. And a little tea that I haven't shared anywhere. I'm not even putting this in my spilling the ink was when all the circles got back to the dorm, Jessie, we stand girl Jessie. She like literally made an announcement. She was like, circles, we got the numbers. She's like, no one else is gonna have only 4 people out. Like we need to stick together and have each other's backs. And we're all like, that's when we're all like circle, because we're all like commit. And like that lasted. Like none of the circles ever came for each other in the game, I believe.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love
Yeah, it was
that.
cute. It was
I
cute.
love that. Okay,
Love the
so
circles. They're all really great people. It just happened that like all the circles are like amazing.
mhm. I mean, fate happens that way. I do have a question now. I want to know
Anything, anything.
your first reaction to seeing that piggy bank come down and all that money start falling in. Like, how iconic was that moment, and how did that just make you feel seeing millions of dollars now falling into this piggy bank that could be yours?
I know. And that was the thing was like the money, like I was so determined to win because I wanted to donate $1 million to trans and queer homeless youth. And
Hmm.
given everything I've been through in my life, if I didn't have my family's support through
Right.
everything, I don't know where I'd be. And everyone deserves a family to accept them and love them for they are, a
Yes.
roof over their head and food on their table. So that just is so heartbreaking to me. So, that's why it's like I just had a lot of pressure because I was like, I wasn't just doing this for me. I really was trying to fight for my community. So every time I'd look at the piggy bank, I would always look at it before I would fall asleep and just be
Hmm.
like, I'm going to get that and I'm going to help change people's lives. And I really believe I could have won if I didn't get randomly throat slit by a hater, but it is what it
I'm.
is.
I mean, I truly believe you still gonna be able to help so many people. You go get that $1 million and you gonna be able to donate it to the trans youth,
I
and
hope so.
it
I
will
really
happen.
do.
I saw your Lauren on your Netflix interview
Yes.
speaking into existence, and so I'm speaking into existence with her. So we touching and
Thank
agreeing,
you.
and so the more people agreeing, it's gonna happen. You
If I
will
got
win, get that
Queen
million
Lauren
dollars.
and Queen Lana on my side, we gonna make
Period.
this money, baby.
Which
We gonna
is
make
gonna
this money.
work. And I'm just gonna say, I was like, if Dash wins this $4.56 million, I'm gonna need Dash to slam me a little something, something, or send me to New
You
York to come
know
speak
I
at you.
got you.
Period.
You know I got you. That would be
I
no
was,
questions asked.
I was like,
I gotta
but you know,
take care of my people, okay? And you've always been my
hello,
people. Like you're my family.
hello,
So
period.